Hi, it's Ina here, and I want to decorate these little canvas boards. The big one is completely blank, and here on the little one, I use some leftover vivid ultra metallic paint. It's just a combination of different colors, but I also want to use these old fashioned vintage German die cuts. I love these old images. I used to collect these things when I was a little kid. So here I'm using some simple craft paint, first some beige and then some copper metallic. I love to use copper. You've seen me use it in many of my projects. I just think it's such a pretty color. So first I use my paintbrush, now a baby wipe, and then again a dry paintbrush. Now I'm attempting to do a one take voiceover on this whole video. I have trouble with voiceovers. I often say the funniest things, I redo it, and it takes me a lot of time. So I'm trying to do better, so wish me luck. So here are bits and pieces of craft paper. This one has a design of old-fashioned um, wood peel paint wood wall, I guess. I really like it. I've used it before in another project and I think it's really pretty. So I'm using gel medium to put all this down. Just recently, I actually bought some matte medium and it's more liquid, but on the other hand, it works very similarly, I think. But if anybody can tell me what is the big difference between gel medium and matte medium, I would sure be interested to know. So here I'm using more little bits and pieces because I want the design to go around the edges a little bit. Now the paper is a bit stubborn, so extra gel medium and a little bit of finger power kind of does the job. You just have to work with it a little bit. And yeah, my fingers always get sticky and messy. That's okay. So here I'm measuring how big this piece needs to be. It's also some vintage craft paper and it has a bit of a distressed look, and I'm adding a border punch here, which somebody sent me also in Happy Mail. Now, one reason I think I like these smaller projects sometimes is to use up all these fun things I get sent in the mail. Often it's not enough to do a big project, but they're perfect for these little canvases or little journals. So, yeah, I like to use them up. Now, this paper too is rather stubborn. It didn't really want to go around the edges very easily. So I had to work on it a little bit. But eventually, yes, it did. Well, it didn't have a choice, right? So finally, it's all stuck, hopefully. And let's see what's next. Mm. Oh, yeah, I'm just adding the little craft paper and I use my credit card to flatten it all out. Now, I like to work on two of these canvases at the same time. So when one dries, I can continue with the other one. And now I'm figuring out what to do to the background here. This is also some vintage craft paper. It has lovely little images on it and some old-fashioned roses. So I'm distressing the ripped edges and I will add that to the top. And then you will see I will use another piece from the same vintage line but a different page for the corner. This one has mostly flowers. And I do the same thing. I distress it and just set it there in the corner. Again, using gel medium and always making sure that my little girl fits still properly. This is from taken from an old calendar, and I'm just cutting out this little, I guess it's a little sign. It holds the name of the months. I want to use it later. And I'm mounting my two images, one on white paper and one on nearly black paper. The reason for that is that I really love these images just the way they are. I do not want to, alter them with my pen or gel pen or do any shading on them. But I thought if I mount them and I cut them with a little edge, it will help them, come to the forefront a little better. Oh yeah, there I just whited out the name of the month using my white Sharpie. So here the little girl is done and you can see I cut her leaving a little white edge there. A little script stamping. I'm using my archival ink. And yeah, I think my little girl is ready to go on the little canvas. Here I'm using tacky glue. I don't know why. I could have just used gel medium. I think it was just handy on my desk and something, goodness. And sometimes I just grab whatever is nearest. So the little sign also gets on my canvas, and a little 3D decoration. This is a tiny flower. I also got in Happy Mail. It has a little metal flower in the middle, and I'm just changing the color. And I'm using the same red acrylic paint to also distress the little die cut. This die cut was already colored because I had gotten it ready for another project and then didn't use it. So here it goes into that corner. And I felt it needed one more thing. So I had this tiny tag with a tiny a little bow with a perfect color. So I'm adding this to my little elements. It has a tiny flower in the middle, which also gets a little bit of paint. And now back to my cats. Again, I'm cutting them out, and I love this image. It's really cute. It's like they're all studious and studying something. So here I drew a circle with just as a pencil, and I'm filling it out with white acrylic paint and of course some liquid glitter. You know I love this stuff. I think the white circle really helps this image to stay in focus. Now the little old-fashioned clock also was sent to me in Happy Mail. I'm adding two circles here I'm punching out. And this craft paper says Once Upon a Time. And it also has perfect color combo. It's also the brown and blue. And I thought it was very fitting. I also like that these are all circles decorating the background. I think it's a nice effect. So they're all get glued down. And let's see. What's next? A little more paint and a little more glitter just to blend in the little corner there of the circle. I'm also doing some stamping here, a very simple square stamp with some script and an old-fashioned pocket watch. There we go. And it's time for my image to go down. And yeah, I like the way that looks on that white circle. And on this one, I decided to add some metal gears just to give it a little bit of dimension as well. And for that, I use tacky glue. Tacky glue works good for little metal pieces or little heavier pieces. This is my Vivid Ultra Metallic paint again. And I'm adding a little bit to the edges, the corners, just to blend it and give it a little bit of a shine. Now this paint is very vivid, but it's not necessarily opaque if you only apply it one time. It's rather translucent. And I like it at this for this project, so I can still see the pretty craft paper underneath it and the nice crackle design, which I really like. I am adding some tacky glue to two of the circles from those gears because I do want to add some little micro beads. Now I love to use these little micro beads if I want a little extra glittery, glimmery effect. Now they do jump everywhere, but they're way easier to clean up than glitter. I banned loose glitter from my art room a long time ago, but you see later I couldn't resist a very pretty color someone had sent me. So I will be using this glitter on the second canvas. I'm just putting some glue down so the glitter has a way to stick. But you will see yeah, I'm not very careful the way I'm applying it for starters because I don't use it very often. But then it really went everywhere. But I save you a lot of that footage and I cut it out. But trust me, it was a mess. So first of all, I forget to put a piece of paper underneath it, which surely would have helped me to clean it up faster. Now this glitter is lovely. As you see, it has three different shades of copper and gold and some green. It's really pretty and comes out nicely at the end, but what a mess. So here I'm cleaning up just the last bits of dry glitter. And here is a quote I am adding. It's from the Tim Holtz pad, and it says, "If you don't believe in magic, you will never find it." And this is just a little word from a magazine, and it says personality. The space was so small that it was hard to find something that would fit in there, but that print was super tiny. So here I'm adding some 3D gloss to just seal in the little micro beads as well as the glitter. I don't want them to go anywhere. after they're all dry. And this works really well. Even the glitter, it keeps texture, but it does not come off when it's once dry. And that's great. So I think I'm nearly done. A little more liquid glitter here. And yeah, this is my completed canvases. So there's a small one. The glitter is nice and dry and stuck and feels great. I love the little image. And here's the one with the cats. I love cats. I have a tomcat and he's a great guy to have around. And here too, the beads are stuck. And I made it with a one take voiceover. Yay! I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you had a good time watching me make it. Bye bye for now.